There is a particular kind of stillness that happens just before a fundamental truth becomes undeniable. It's the pause after you notice a crack in a foundation you assumed was solid, a moment of quiet recalibration where the world hasn't changed yet, but your understanding of it has. We are in that stillness right now. Yesterday, on January 15th, 2026, the foundational principle of a single global price for a critical commodity ceased to be true. The market for silver didn't move, it cleaved. It separated into two distinct existences, one of digital abstractions, the other of physical weight. And the space between them has grown so vast it now defines the new financial landscape. Let's examine the data, because the numbers alone tell a story of rupture. In the pre-dawn hours when screens flicker with automated trades and human attention is lowest, the quoted price for silver futures in New York briefly plunged to $86 per ounce. At that exact same moment, the active market for physical silver bars in Shanghai, China, traded steadily at $100 per ounce. And if an individual in North America had contacted a major bullion dealer at that precise time to buy, the cash price demanded would have been approximately $120 an ounce. Sit with those three figures for a moment. 86, 100, 120. For the same elemental metal, traded across a connected globe, at the same tick of the clock. This is not a spread. This is a schism. The idea of a unified benchmark is finished. To comprehend the significance, you must interrogate the origin of that $86 phantom. In my reading of the market mechanics, this was not a result of collective human judgment or shifting fundamentals. It was a synthetic event, engineered in a vacuum. It occurred in the liquidity desert between major trading sessions, where a single large sell order of paper futures contracts, digital rights to metal, not the metal itself, can create an outsized, artificial price move. That is what transpired. A wave of paper was unloaded into a near-empty market. The intent, I am convinced, was computational, to hit specific technical levels, to trigger automated selling algorithms, to recalibrate derivative books worth billions. For a handful of minutes, they succeeded in creating a price of convenience, but it was a price untethered from any material reality. The irrefutable proof lies in the reaction of the tangible world. While the digital ticker screamed collapse, the actual market for deliverable silver moved in defiance. The premium required to obtain real metal, to hold it in your hand, did not contract. It expanded violently. This is the core event, what I see as the great bifurcation. The realm of financial paper and the realm of physical commodities have undergone a decisive separation. One is a matrix of interconnected promises and liabilities. The other is a stark contest for possession of a scarce, utilitarian asset. The corroborating evidence for this split is overwhelming and comes from the most authoritative corners of the market. Witness the United States Mint. In the heart of this supposed price crash, the Mint halted all sales of its physical silver coins. This is an act of profound institutional signaling. A sovereign mint does not suspend sales when its raw material cost supposedly plummets, unless it cannot actually source that material at the stated price. The mint's suppliers, operating in the physical economy, viewed the $86 paper quote as a fiction. They refused to sell. The mint's closure was a silent, powerful admission that the benchmark price had lost all utility for actual commerce. At the same time, leading bullion dealers enacted emergency protocols, capping buybacks, and reporting near-zero inventory. Why turn away sellers during a crash? Because purchasing metal based on an $86 paper valuation would be an immediate, unsustainable loss when the next ounce must be sourced at a true cost of $120. This is not market making. It is survival instinct in an environment where the quoted price and the transactable price inhabit different dimensions. Then, cast your gaze to the east. The Shanghai market, driven by industrial necessity and massive demand, remained utterly unmoved by the Western paper storm. It held its ground at $100. That $14 canyon between New York's digital price and Shanghai's physical price is a permanent scar on the face of global finance. In a functional system, such a gap represents free money, and arbitrage forces would crush it to dust in moments. Its continued existence is diagnostic. The physical silver required to execute that arbitrage is not present in the Western system in deliverable form. The vaults are effectively bare for these purposes, while Eastern demand, from its renewable energy sector, its electronics ecosystem, its vast culture of saving, is absolute and price insensitive at these levels. Shanghai is not participating in a pricing game. It is dictating a new economic reality through sheer material need. This establishes, in my analysis, a fatal contradiction for the legacy financial structure. The players capable of orchestrating a paper crash are frequently the same entities carrying massive short exposures. They can manipulate derivative ledgers to postpone a digital reckoning, but they cannot conjure physical ounces from nothing. Each artificial depression of the paper price simply amplifies the arbitrage incentive, hastening the final drainage of remaining Western physical stocks to the east. They are addressing a spreadsheet crisis by liquidating the very physical bedrock the spreadsheet is supposed to represent. The tension this generates is not static. It is acutely compounding. If this clear division between paper fiction and physical fact is bringing the situation into focus for you, I strongly recommend you stay with this story. By subscribing, you make sure you catch every critical update as this, the most consequential financial story of our time, evolves. What follows from this point is, of course, a projection based on the established trajectory. The paper market will likely suffer further violent algorithmic paroxysms, engineered flash crashes meant to demoralize and dislocate. Yet each episode will only serve to widen the physical premium, further cementing the paper market's irrelevance. The physical market has now staked its claim. Its border is defined by the $100 industrial floor in Shanghai, and its interior trades at $120 due to acute scarcity. The paper price is now a ghost, haunting a space beneath it. The conclusion is a matter of physics, not finance. The paper price must inevitably undergo a dramatic and instantaneous upward repricing to marry the physical reality. A 40% discount on an essential, finite resource cannot be maintained by ledger entries alone. The catalyst will be a concrete, unambiguous event, a high-profile delivery failure, a government intervention, a corporate supply chain panic. When it arrives, the adjustment will not be a trend. It will be a structural rupture, a vertical price discovery event that eliminates the gap in a single historic leap. This changes everything about what it means to own this asset. If you possess physical silver, you do not own an asset priced at $86. You own an asset that circulates in a parallel, more substantive economy at a premium of $34 or more. To sell based on the paper ticker is, in my considered opinion, to trade a tangible good for a devalued abstraction. For those with paper-based exposures, through ETFs, futures, or equities, the nature of the risk has been fundamentally altered. You are no longer simply invested in the silver market. You are invested in the solvency and operational fidelity of the financial plumbing that stands between you and the metal, a system now showing profound signs of failure. That $34 chasm is the market's own measure of that systemic risk. We have passed the event horizon. The contest is no longer about digital price points on a screen. It is about actual allocation and possession in the material world. One system is playing a complex game of financial theater. The other is engaged in the primal acquisition of substance. The bifurcation is absolute. The old paradigm of a single, authoritative price is deceased. Your crucial task now is a simple audit of location. On which side of this great divide does your capital truly reside? In the ephemeral glow of a failing digital construct, or in the cold, silent certainty of the physical? That void between the numbers is no longer a metric. It is the new reality.